Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have the Panasonic P51 smartphone and we're going to do the quick benchmark with this, and also then we'll do the gaming. And let's start with the benchmarks. And first I'll open the CPU-Z application to give you an idea about the overview of this phone. And as you can see, it sports a 1.2 gigahertz quad core processor, but it's based on the ARM Cortex A7. It's not on the high core like ARM Cortex A15 or A9. And it also has a GPU, that's the PowerVR SGX 544. And it's surprising to see that Panasonic did not go with the Qualcomm. Instead, they're going with a low-cost manufacturer like MediaTek. Let's look at the system information. And yes, as you can see, the hardware MT6589, that means it's based on the MediaTek chipset. That's a quad-core processor. And internal storage is actually, as you can see, it's pretty low, just around 2.11 GB. And it houses 1 GB of RAM. One good thing about this phone is that though the internal storage is very low, let me show you the same. I added a micro SD card to this phone, and by default it could then install the apps on the micro SD card. This is a SD card that I installed. As you can see, it's an 8 GB SD card, and all the apps are actually getting installed on the micro SD card. So though the internal storage is very less, it does not matter that much. You can add a high capacity micro SD card and you get the storage. And let's start with the quadrant. Before that, let me show you the system information. Again, as you can see, it's sporting a quad core processor, 4 cores, and the hardware is MT6589. Memory is 1 gig, and the GPU is the PowerVR SGX 544, and the display panel is a 720p HD panel. If we look at the sensors, these are the sensors that are provided with this phone. I've already run the quadrant, so let me show you the scores now. And these are the scores for a quadrant score, and as you can see, our device got a score of 4015, which is actually kind of just a mediocre score, mid-range score for a quad core Android based phone. And let me give you a breakup. The total is 4015. Out of that, the CPU got a score of 9324, memory is 3428, IO is 4873, 2D is 245, and 3D graphics is 2203. So again, very mid-range-ish scores for the quadrant. Again, this phone is not a very high-end phone, but just a mid-range phone, I would say. And I also ran the AnTuTu benchmark. So let's look at the scores. And as you can see, again, we get a score of 12,893, which is again now a mid-range score, I would say. For example, the Samsung Galaxy S4, which has an octa-core processor, gets an AnTuTu score of about 28,000. Anyways, these are the scores for the AnTuTu. Again, mid-range-ish. I also ran this Nina Mark II. Again, I know it's not very relevant these days, but again, as you can see, we got a score of just 45.7 FPS. Again, the GPU used is just a mid-range-ish, not a high-end. I also ran this Epix Citadel. Let me show you the same. And this also tests the GPU performance. Actually, it does take quite a while to run this test, so I'll just directly show you the scores. And as you can see, we got a score of 54.8 FPS for the Citadel, and the resolution it was set at is 1200 by 720. So again, a decent score. I would say not the best, but very decent score. So that's for the benchmark. Again, I would say around mid-range-ish or little better than mid-range-ish. And let's start with gaming. And let's start with Subway Surfer. So this is Subway Surfer. And actually the screen quality, that's a 720p HD screen, is very good. The viewing angles are also very nice. So it's running Subway Surfer, looks fine as of now. Let's go ahead. Sometimes this game does stutter in some of the phones. As of now, it looks smooth. So I would say it's looking smooth as of now. I saw a hint of lag and nothing to be worried that much. So we can conclude that it plays the Subway Surfer game fine. So let me get out of this one now. And let's run one more popular game, that's Temple Run 2. And this is Temple Run 2. Let me just go to the menu, and in settings we'll set the visual quality to best. And let's play this game. There is a little bit of jerkiness I did notice. Let's move ahead. Again, I've set it to high quality, and yes, there is a little bit of stuttering at high quality. Yes, I can see that. So I would say, to get the smoothest playback, do not set it to highest level. Yes, again I saw that little bit of stuttering. Again, I'll tilt the phone. See the viewing angles, how good they are. Panasonic has put a very good IPS grade screen on this, and it's a 5-incher 720p HD screen. So let me get out of this one now also. And we'll also play this very popular game called Dead Trigger. We kill zombies in this one. So this is Dead Trigger, the first level. And as you can see, the character movement is very smooth. So this is Dead Trigger. It looks like it's playing this game without any issues, very smooth. Let's move ahead. So this is another level in Dead Trigger. As you can see, it's playing it without any issues. There is no hint of lag or any problem, no artifacts. So we can conclude that it will play this Dead Trigger without any issues. Let me also get out of this one now. Let's wipe it away, and we'll test this Asphalt 7 also. Because this is a game which can be a bit taxing on the phones, and I've seen a lot of phones to lag around with this one if it's not fully optimized.
Welcome to Chamonix.
And you can see its animation is a bit laggy. Let's see how's the gameplay. A bit laggy again. And I'm using the on-screen steering controls. Initial animation is looking a little bit choppy. It's not very smooth. Notice the trees, etc. that are going around. The car is running fine. That is very playable, as you can see. And the speaker volume was also okay. In my unboxing I mentioned that it was not that great. Actually there was a sticker on the speaker phone. I would say it's decent, not very loud but decent enough. And now I'm playing the very popular Hawaii level on this Asphalt 7, and let's see how well it plays that one. Again, it's a little bit choppy. Just notice the road and the side buildings. It's not very smooth, but gameplay looks smooth enough. Let me. There is skippage of frames. I can easily notice this because I did play Asphalt 7 quite a bit. But it's not like it's not playable, but it's definitely skipping a few frames. The frame rate, I would say, is not the smoothest. So you see the choppiness again? Little bit. So we can conclude that yes, it can play Asphalt 7, but the gameplay is a little bit choppy at times. So not the best experience, I would say, for Asphalt 7 on this Panasonic P51. So let me get out of this one now. And let's also try one more game, that is Modern Combat 4. So this is Modern Combat 4. You can throw grenades. See, the graphics is very good actually. Most of the part, I would say it's playing it fairly well. There at times little bit of lag, but hardly noticeable, I would say. So looks like you'll have a decent experience playing Modern Combat 4 on this Panasonic P51. So I would say it's playing it fine. Occasionally I see a little bit of hint of lag, but mostly very playable. As you can see. Actually it's running a lot better than Asphalt 7. Asphalt 7 we did see a little bit of choppiness, a lot more than this Modern Combat 4. So we can conclude that this Panasonic P51 can do casual gaming and even up to mid-range gaming without any issues. Even it could play some high-end games as we have seen. But the thing that I noticed is that there tends to be a little bit of lagginess in some of the high-end games. So that's it for now for this gaming review for this Panasonic P51. I'll also be doing a full in-depth review for this phone very soon. So if you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the same. Thank you. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.